we have to face where we are if we're going to survive it. There is a war on humanity. There's a war on religion. There's a war on human assembly. Big tech wants to drive everyone indoors and dissolve the bonds between people. The guy, I've said this many times in recent days, but the real pandemic, which is now an endemic, it's turning into something we live with every year, has provided cover for very dark forces to terrorize human assembly and to do what you're right to point out is illegal, which is to violate the Constitution, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment. Now there's vaccine passports rolling out to violate the Americans with Disabilities Act, to assault the ways in which human beings gather strength and community from each other, so that there will be, as you point out, kind of new overlords. And it doesn't have to be that kind of mystical. You just look at the 5 big tech bros. They're up 22 billion to over 100 billion since March of 2020. There is a war against human beings, and the right to worship is one of the, tyrants on the left and the right, totalitarian states always go after churches and synagogues and mosques, always try to target outspoken clergy and target the idea of faith, because that's where people derive strength and community from. I am not overstating this. I can't say it forcefully enough. This is literally the end of human liberty in the West if this plan unfolds as planned. Vaccine passport sounds like a fine thing if you don't understand what those platforms can do. I'm CEO of a tech company. I understand what this platform does. It's not about the vaccine. It's not about the virus. It's about your data. And once this rolls out, you don't have a choice about being part of the system. What people have to understand is that any other functionality can be loaded onto that platform with no problem at all. And what that means is it can be merged with your PayPal account, with your digital currency. Microsoft is already talking about merging it with payment plans. Your networks can be sucked up. It geolocates you everywhere you go. Your credit history can be included. All of your medical history can be included. So with the vaccine passports, none of that will be the case. Everyone has to be participating all the time. And what I mean by that is, if you don't participate, you don't get let into the supermarket to buy food. You don't get let into the pub to meet your friends. You can't get into the restaurant. You can't travel on an airplane. You can't travel on a bus. You can't travel on a train. And it's not just that you're forced to participate. I can't say this any more clearly. The vaccine passport platform is the same platform as a social credit system. I'm going to say that again because it's so important. The vaccine passport platform is the same platform as a social credit system, like in China, that enslaves 8 billion people. In China, the CCP can find any dissident in 5 minutes because of the 360-degree surveillance of the social credit system. And it means that when you act like a good citizen, you get a boost, and when you act like a bad citizen, opportunities get closed to you. Maybe your child doesn't get into college or get into prep school. Maybe, you don't get that job, you don't get that promotion. The vaccine passport that is being proposed in the rest of the West is the same platform. I can't say that enough. It's being rolled out in Israel. It was rolled out in Israel. It's being promoted in Britain that you have to scan your vaccine passport in order to go to a pub and have a pint. President Biden in America said this is going to be mandated. My tyrannical Governor Andrew Cuomo said that it's got to be rolled out. The Excelsior Pass that IBM is creating, it's happening at warp speed. So please don't be fooled. This is the most dangerous tool that humanity has faced in my lifetime, if not ever, in terms of human liberty.